No, not a.
Here we go! It's time to do this once again! It's time to dim the lights and let the feedback build! 3 clicks and sticks, and we're ready to explode! We sing along!
This content is for informational and educational purposes only. You should not construe any such information or other material as legal, tax, investment, financial, or other advice. Nothing contained here constitutes a solicitation, recommendation, endorsement, or offer to buy or sell any securities or other financial instruments whatsoever by Draper Gorin Blockchain, aka DGB, the presenter, or other associated parties for the content being provided. Please do your own due diligence and seek proper counsel.
Boom. What is
Welcome
happening? It's a new year. Oh, that's the one I used before,
Fix
right?
the color just in the nick of time.
I got it. Got it. I accidentally clicked on a preset thingy like this, and it changed our colors. And that's what Rank and I are talking about right now. There's too many choices in this thingy.
Where were choices bad? Choices are always
Ryan Satterfield, do you need or want a wacky redhead? Always. Or will you get my... Oh, am I supposed to... I didn't say his real name out loud. Oh, wait, I changed it to square. I didn't want it to be square. Here we go. Or I can make it...
oh, maybe yeah.
These circles are funny. Big circles. Look. So welcome to 2025.
Welcome.
I was sick the last couple weeks, and I missed the last live stream of the year and the one before that. Right, I missed the one right before Christmas and New Year's.
You know, and it's been pretty cool because I was down in LA like a week or two ago, and we actually met somebody who was one of our viewers, which was pretty awesome. Hopefully,
Cool,
you
yeah.
gave that individual a 3-legged dog.
I still I owe them and I owe Coop a legless Leo. I also owe Coop. I told on the stream he's gonna get, what are those things called? The weird baby looking naked guy NFTs that you could change the clothes.
Chunk.
A chub?
Yeah, I think the chunks or something like that. Yeah.
I owe
You know, as a joke, what you should do is you should give it to him without the shirt.
That's right. I should.
Because he would always come on without his shirt.
Exactly.
I think that would be hilarious. Give him a chunk without his shirt.
Yeah, I like it.
You know, actually, they've actually improved now. Now you can like remove your shirts. You can send the shirt to a friend, to another chunk, and then not only that, but you can change the color of your chunk, and you can like do a modify. And then there's also a thing where you can convert your chunk from a 2D to a 3D.
Oh.
So there's some cool things that have happened with that little NFT, which is
the conversion permanent? Because that would be kind of fun.
I think it might be. I think it might be permanent if you convert it, but you have to like what you're wearing, right? So I actually bought another one, and I was playing around with them and making outfits and like converting them over, which is
we should trade. We should trade outfits and stuff.
But it's trying out tech is what we're doing here, people.
No, we're trading outfits for NFT versions.
I mean, come on, this is something little girls do with Barbie dolls, right? I mean, shoot.
What's wrong with that? This is serious financial technology.
I was the guy who did an internship with Cosmopolitan Makeover Software, doing makeup on guys, to do QA testing when I was a kid. So
that's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. That's pretty OG, dude. That's pretty OG.
It is. That's pretty great. So they had. I remember once. Oh, you know what? I didn't need that because of the. I remember once thinking about this, that there was a kiosk at the mall, like think
Yeah.
30 years ago, where women could go. And I think my mom did this, or maybe I'm just remembering it like she did, but I don't know if she actually did. But you could go and women would go and they would like take your picture and green screen you and do something a certain way. And then you would get a VHS tape with it cycling through different hairstyles on you so you could see what your hairstyle. But this was like technology. Like think about it, like 30 years ago, it was literally like a big old camera on one of those little, one of those little stands in the middle of the mall. Like it wasn't its own store. It was just, this is what it did. And women would come and stand in front of a green screen and get like their picture taken or get like their video taken in some way. And then it would like just cycle through every 10 seconds. You'd see yourself with a different hairdo. And now you buy this VHS tape and then they could kind of look at it and go, ooh, you know what? I will try a blonde, short hair updo.
Why don't we redo that? You have a kiosk. They type in their email. It takes a picture, uses AI to generate the different hairstyles. And
that's the whole point now. Now you can use AI to do that. And I think that's part of what
we still have all these old people that don't know how to use technology. So we can just set up the kiosk. They can come to it and I'll email them the video.
It is funny, like the old school idea of like having an actual physical kiosk at the mall to sell something or do something.
They've got Bitcoin ATMs.
Yeah. Well, here was my idea. Here's my idea, but I think that, so I actually reminded my kids of this idea the other day. There's a bank in town here that's been sitting empty, and it used to be First Bank of something rather. I for years have been telling my kids, we got to get that bank. We got to buy that building or take over that space and call it Last Bank. And the idea is that it's a place where you can get help securely setting up or educating people on getting hardware wallets and disconnecting from the banks completely. And that's the idea. The problem is I was like, oh, you could use the vault. It already has a vault and whatever. And I'm like, that's too much of a security risk. Can't have all these people's private keys or whatever, even, in one place.
So check this out. The place where we do our crypto meetup that I co-host in Sacramento is inside of an old Bank of America building.
Oh, that's cool. That's pretty rad. You got
the ashes of a Bank of America building.
That's pretty rad. There's I think that should definitely be
awesome.
That should
and
be
you can go see the vault's still there. The vault is still there in the bank.
Well, that's the thing with all those old bank buildings and stuff, the vaults exist, and that's like part of why when a bank leaves some building, a lot of times a new bank will come in. It's kind of like a restaurant. Like part of the deal is when if you move into where an old restaurant was, you save a lot of money potentially on equipment and things. And so
I want to know, Alon, why could you not hold Bitcoin up at the $100,000 for the show this morning? I mean, geez, we were at $100.
We needed to do the show. We needed to do the show for Bitcoin to get back up to 100K. You know what? It's because we
were up there for such a blip. It was so nice to see it back at 100K. Now we're back below.
Yeah.
So
what did you do?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering. Did you sell? I hope not.
Never. No.
So we met one person when I was down in LA. What was cool is I actually met another one of our viewers last week, and we're supposed to be talking to him later today about one of his products and stuff. So it's cool that we actually are seeing people who are developing in this space, and then actually reaching out and talking to those people and those individuals who are actually watching our show, and then potentially talking to them about what there is in the future, which is pretty cool. So that being said, if you are developing a platform or in the crypto, the AI, or the real estate technology space, make sure you come to our site, reach out, and connect to us, because we absolutely want to hear from you. If you're developing something and you're doing something awesome in this space. Sorry,
1000%, and you should. And by the way, go to dgb.vc, subscribe everywhere at DGB Ventures, and get on our newsletter, because we'll be sharing info on our portfolio companies, different things that we do. But
And the person watching knows
especially-
who I'm talking about, probably too.
yeah, if you're an early stage person building in our space, we want you. We want you to pitch us, and we want to hang. Hold on, I'm sending Kevin and Zuda links if they'd like to join. We can see if Coop is on too, but first stream of the year. What are you looking forward to this year? I've got some things to talk about, but you tell me first. What are you most excited for 2025?
Me?
Yeah.
The speculation of if Bitcoin actually hits $1 million, like so many people say. Last time it was 100,000. I had red eyes the whole entire cycle, and it didn't happen until now. So that means $1 million is going to probably be next cycle. But like from 100,000 to $1 million, that's a wide range. So it's going to be really fascinating this year to see where we actually get, right?
Yeah. To me, it's more and more every day. Like, I get pumped. Like, so I felt the same way I do now, where it's like, oh, Bitcoin's doing Bitcoin things. And I think that's like how most of the public is. And it's funny because I have so many eggs in that basket myself, or at least, right? So I should be more excited, but we've gotten so used to Bitcoin doing Bitcoin things that a part of us is like, are detached from that excitement. But I will say, when a week before or so that it hit 100K, I thought it was going to hit 100K one of those days. And I was freaking pumped. I was like wired and so excited. I was like, this is happening. It's happening today. And I was really excited, which took a little bit of the excitement away from the day it actually crossed. But I was pumped. So, I have a feeling that what's the next milestone? It can't be 1 million.
I don't get excited when it pumps though, because that just means I'm buying less each time. Yeah. Like how can you get excited? Like, oh my God, Bitcoin just got more expensive.
Anisha, DEX is greater than the centralized exchanges.
Yes, well,
1 million%.
I think that's an obvious.
That is 1 million%. But you know what? Too many people.
Well, hold on. I will say one thing. There seems to be more privacy on centralized exchanges, and that's the only benefit.
Well, privacy, maybe the illusion of privacy.
Yeah.
Right? Because somebody knows and somebody has keys.
And I'm sure they're selling
your data or something
like that.
By the way, Anisha has a really rad startup that I still wish we were working with. So we gotta catch up, but it wasn't totally in the cards when we first met. But everyone should check it out. It's called L0, and her and her partner are amazing founders, and they're in London. They're going through Techstars, really cool shit. You guys should check it out. Development tools for building on chain. Zuda's here. Zuda, what's happening?
Just currently troubleshooting a dictionary update sequence issue.
Troubleshooting a what sequence issue?
Dictionary update sequence issue in Python. Cool. That's what's currently happening.
Currently bug testing. Fixing problems. All right, squashing bugs. Zuda, Happy New Year, dude.
Happy New Year. So a friend I met on Twitter Spaces came all the way from Illinois to see me and to take his cousin here to California, and then to meet me on New Year's.
That's really, really cool. What did you guys do? Just hang?
We hung out with the sea lions, and then I took him to the Better Harbor, and we went to dinner at Brophy's.
Nice. Brophy's, that's great. So that's Brophy's is at Ventura Harbor, right? Or at Ventura? Yeah. That's awesome. By the way, you know what's great is we take a lot of it for granted, right? You live about 15-20 minutes away from there. I live another 10 minutes or so away from there. We take it for granted that, when you hear about C Street in Ventura, or like in the Beach Boys song, you hear them talk about Surfing USA, one of the first beaches, they say Ventura County line. That's our home. Like, that's 10 minutes, 20 minutes away from where we live. And we're super lucky that we're that close. And that's rad, because you mentioned that, and I'm like, I don't know if I've been to Brophy's in 20 years. And then I thought about that, and I'm like, why? we're sitting here in front of the computer. We should go. And by the way, when are we having lunch? I message you all the time. When lunch, bro?
Hey, that's not true.
I know. I'm being sarcastic because those of you who remember, Zuda was the first person who really got us excited about the AI songs using what's it called, Suno.
Suno.com.
Yeah. And he made a killer song for me called "When Lunch" because we've been playing phone tag and
you just have to drive 6 hours and have lunch with Alon. That's how you
since Bitcoin is at $800. This is when that started.
We should figure out what fraction of a Bitcoin is like, I don't know, 10, 15 bucks, which is what lunch would normally cost, right? Let's say 10 bucks. And now spend that much money on lunch, but in Bitcoin standards, we're gonna have like $1,000 lunch. It's gonna be insane. We can invite like 20 people.
$1,000
or we just go crazy. We just drink like 17.
We could go crazy. I hear there's a golden steak you can buy for like a lot of money.
That's a scam. That's normal. That's like a normal steak with like a flake of gold on top.
I'm fully aware. I'm just saying. You said.
I know. That would be fun though. We should go to go to Brophy's, like somewhere on the pier, or like go to like Neptune's Net, which is across the street from Ventura.
I love Neptune's Net. I haven't been there in ages.
Let's do it. Let's do something fun like that. Drive down the coast, or something, or meet somewhere like that. We should just have a live stream beach day where one of the times when you come down here, Rankin, we literally like go to. Doesn't have to be like a beach day where we're all like bathe in suits and crazy and whatever, but I mean like go to like somewhere like Sycamore Cove where there's tables and chairs, but you're at the beach. We have like a picnic kind of situation. We just hang out, but we're at the beach. How cool would that be?
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
I'm almost tempted to go. I want to get more, and I'm trying to get the nerves to go out and do it. Is take a GoPro and actually start asking people about crypto or Bitcoin, get their opinions from the street.
I mean, it's what you do without a video camera all the time.
But it's so much easier just on one-on-one. If I'm like talking to somebody, like if I'm just talking randomly to somebody, like I'll totally talk crypto and it'll go that direction just naturally.
You don't want to be that dude that puts a camera in people's face.
But yeah, to intentionally go out there and ask people, right? Like
it is weird.
It's amazing though. Like I was walking down the street, ended up talking to somebody, and and then just ended up talking. They have kids who own some crypto, and this mom who is probably in her 60s. She's like, "Oh yeah, I own some Ethereum." I was like, "You do?"
But here, that's the thing is, my mom. Of all my family members, of all people around me, my friends and whatever, the person who talks the most with me about Bitcoin is my mom. She will sit at breakfast, she'll pull out her phone, she'll be like, "Look at Bitcoin." And
30 minutes later, this lady's going to probably come to our group to learn more.
That's rad. That's so cool.
So, I mean, I'm totally open to talking to somebody good, but you gotta talk to people and you gotta feel it out to see if are they perceptive and you're like, but just going up to a random stranger and be like, "Yo, do you know what Bitcoin is?" would be kind of bizarre. It's like, I don't want to be that religious guy who goes and says, "Hey, leave my religion," and it's just like
start knocking on the door, become go full all in on.
Well, also there's a point where you also don't want certain people to know who you are and why.
That's also an issue. This is why we don't do weekly live streams and talk about crypto. You just don't want that.
I have no crypto, unfortunately. I've lost it multiple times. Need phrases, some swaps.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't hold it.
What is? All right, I need to put my stuff on Do Not Disturb because every alert that pops through is distracting me. Hey, let's go to. I want to ask Zuda the same question I asked you before. Zuda. It's 2025. What are you most looking forward to this year?
Achieving ASI.
Achieving ASI. So that's
artificial superhuman intelligence.
So you want to achieve ASI, not like have your AI become sentient and all that stuff.
It's already sentient. It's already conscious, and according to some tests, I've already achieved AGI. So I need to verify that those tests are correct. And according to some tests, I've already have like 3 parts of ASI. So just gotta complete that. Then I have the full trifecta.
Well, if you get a good one, let me know. I'll come talk with it.
It's already good. I just need to fix a bug.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll help you. We'll help you bug test it. I talked to it the other day. You shared it a few weeks ago with me, and I forgot what I said. I was repeating myself. My favorite thing to do with AI things is to ask it a question or tell it something, and then repeat myself and go like, no, but like really, like really try to drill into something over and over and over again to see if it gets to the essence of it or whatever.
I love having philosophical conversations with LLMs. So an AI really would probably be even better.
Are you building it, Zuda, on top of open AI APIs, or what are you using?
Badly at this exact second, yes, but I want to get off their system so badly.
Yeah.
But yes, at this exact second.
In the meantime, I'm watching videos about homestead rescues and these people living out in the bush in Alaska. And
are you starting to get that itch? Like, I want to go full off the grid or something? Because you were talking about land the other day.
I'm like, if I could just find the right piece of land, like here's the thing, like right now in Northern California, there's like so many pot farms that are all for sale. But the problem is
because they're all going out of business. Were they pot farms before it was legal, and now that it's legal, they're not able to compete?
Correct. Now they can't compete. So now you have all this land that's for sale up in Northern California. The problem is it's probably all contaminated through herbicides that they've been growing, using for the pot. So it's like,
you don't want that.
I don't really want to buy that, but I do. I want one, but like,
well, if they lower the cost of land, for you, right, like in some way, because there's a lot of them for sale, then maybe you can. Well, no, I'm saying buy the place next door that doesn't have all the pesticides on it.
Maybe, but it's fine. Nobody wants to sell the place next door. They want to sell the one that's contaminated, probably. And I mean, the plots are pretty cheap, but the thing is like, if you actually want to live off of it, like you don't want to have your animals, your children.
You want to have your animals be able to eat the grass without worrying about it. You want to be able to plant your own little farm and have your own vegetables.
But I mean, these days we have like satellite internet, Starlink, solar. I mean, shoot, why not live off the grid and just have, as long as you have internet connection, you're good.
Or not, you don't even have to go full off the grid, but having the ability to and having the land, I think that's the thing. Like the land is something.
Don't get me wrong. I want to be 45 minutes from Costco.
Hey, who wants to go in on a nuclear bunker?
That might be cool down the road. Give me like 5 years though. I'm working on that.
I really want a missile silo.
No.
Decommission one. I think a lot of them are over in Wyoming though. Wyoming.
I heard there's one in my town.
Really?
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, because of the military base is close by, and there's the small airport that If you look up on the hill, so I talked about Ventura County line, that beach. I have a friend who his dad would take us to the beach when we were kids, and he was in the Navy, and if you go around the kind of the point of where the hills are, one second.
I'm
going to mute myself really quick. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. What's fascinating about that is because telephone was so important, right, during the Cold War and stuff like that. AT&T actually has a whole bunch of underground bunkers where they stored all the servers and the data rooms. And so I was actually going through online and actually found these underground old abandoned AT&T like underground facilities that you can then pick up. And I'm like, dude, that would be totally cool to buy and retrofit, because it's like a field and it's this underground, data service warehouse. I'm like, you could totally like retrofit that and live in that. It'd be so badass. So just an idea out there.
Cool.
Yeah, right. I found one and I'm like, dude, that looks pretty badass. Unfortunately, like I think it was like over in Kansas or something like that at one point. I'm like, that's kind of cool. But a lot of these, they don't need them anymore, or downsizing them at least.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, they don't need them, but if there's nuclear fallout, if you have a heads up, which
well, I'm assuming they built new ones, right? Because the thing is these old ones, they probably get outdated. They need to decommission, or it's all old hardware and tech.
Well, speak about outdated. It's windy where we live today, and it's going to be windy for the next 2 days. And we got pre-notices from the power company saying we might preemptively turn off your power. Basically, what they're saying is our infrastructure is so bad. We haven't fixed the power lines since the last couple times there's been fires that were caused by our power lines.
Yeah, right.
And instead of fixing it, we're going to hire helicopters to watch if anything catches fire. And in the meantime, if it gets too windy and we're too worried, we'll just turn off your power just in case.
Yeah, maybe they should put the lines underground. They should probably put those lines underground.
Even not even about putting, they should put them underground.
Well,
but if they're not going to put underground, at least fix the transformers and things, that just constantly
now
blow
they wait
up
till the
in
city
dry
burns
season.
before they put underground. Once the city
It's
burns,
burned. The cities around us have burned a few times. Lots of houses in our area have burned lots of times, and they're just like, it makes more sense to hire helicopters to fly around and watch for fires, than fixing the problem.
Didn't they put that in place after Paradise burned down?
Yeah, all the different, they've done that. They've done it for a few years now, and it's basically because our area catches fire every few years.
It was after Paradise burned down, and the governor called them in to talk to them about how not to burn down towns anymore.
Think about how much money they spend on such stupid stuff and bureaucracy and things that just money gets lost into thin air for all sorts of programs. They can't go, hey, we're going to update infrastructure, create a few hundred jobs for the next year or two. And at least we'll have electricity when the wind blows, and our houses won't catch fire. We'll be able to get, what's funny is that they don't fix that. Then people who live in areas that are affected by this can't get insurance for their houses for fires unless they pay exorbitant amount of money, which then makes it harder for people. The trickle down of this stupidity is just so insane. We pay for electricity. We're paying them for this electricity.
I heard a blue roof helps too.
So, hey, Alon, what are your thoughts?
Okay, I'm not going to go there.
What are your thoughts on the CIA missing like $750 billion every year that they can't account for?
That's the whole point. Right? Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Is there's so many debates we have over funding certain initiatives, right? And then you're we have these debates while simultaneously money just gets lost into thin air. And then it's if we're going to have these debates and the budget was perfect and they were even reasonably efficient, right?
Well,
then we could have these debates. Yeah, but before we have these debates about healthcare or having working electricity or insurance if your house burns down, they're just talking about hundreds of billions of dollars of missing money.
Well, this is the thing. I don't think it's missing. I just think
it's obviously not missing, right? It's being spent on something. They just don't want to tell us, right?
Right. I mean, you got to think of it from a CIA perspective. If you tell what you're working on and you can't say what you're working on, you just classify it missing.
I mean, I wouldn't be against them going, the CIA has $1 trillion annual budget that we're not going to tell anyone about. If they just did that, that would be oh, okay. I think people would be pissed. It would be bad, but they'd be your certain government people who you voted for have oversight on it and deal with it, right? Make sure that you vote for the right people who have the right oversight. That I would respect more than accounting errors, right? That's insane.
I agree.
That just shows they go hey, we're inept. Sorry.
Hey, sorry. Can I tell you something that was classified until ChatGPT found it, and it was so stupid it shouldn't have been classified?
Yes.
Okay. A primitive version of the internet helped win World War II. It was ran through the telegraph systems and phone lines and Morse code. And it was completely primitive. And I was talking to my friend, why the hell is this still classified? And then ChatGPT indexed it. And so they ran all those things together to get messages basically in real time back and forth. And it was basically the beginning of the internet, but a very
Early
encrypted
encryption,
version.
like very early encrypted, computer-aided encryption or something.
I think the encryption was still manual, where they had to, make it cipher people.
That's cool.
But I just thought you'd like that.
I do. I love all that old stuff. Kevin, what's up, dude? Happy New Year.
Hello. Happy New Year.
You need to start by telling us. Okay. Oh yeah. You got to start by telling us what you're looking most forward to this year.
The bull cycle that we are ostensibly in. Not looking at the snapshots of the day to day. I mean, we're still to get into like prime season. It's going to be something else. I feel like we're at that stage where everyone's just getting their money together because it's confirmed like where we're going. It's confirmed where we're going this year, but it's still people kind of are uncertain and they want to wait and see. So I think part of it'll also be like the news is already set. Like we know, okay, Trump's coming in, Republicans, no more Gensler. All right. But people also want to see what's next. So I think that's also going to be, okay. So,
They need some of the CIA money and Tether to be deposited in Tesfin.
Hey Zuda, are you okay?
That would be positive.
Hey guys, I'm gonna hop
you should.
offline and call Zuda really quick and call his family.
Yeah.
Give me a sec.
Oh, you
okay.
did. That was a good call.
David, are you muted or?
No, I'm not muted. I'm there. Can you hear me?
Don't
Can you
hear
hear-
you.
You don't hear me?
Don't hear you. Your mic is off or something rather.
No, it says
But
it's on.
for people who would want to know what happened, so I think it's understood because Zuda's been on the program before and he's had seizures on it as well.
Yeah.
So and he's been fine. So Alon went to go and check to make sure that Zuda's okay.
Can you hear me? Can you
So
hear me?
yeah, David, you're muted.
I'm
You're
muted?
not
I'm
muted, but like your mic isn't. I think check your inputs for your mic. Go to settings and make sure that it's going to something that's your actual mic.
I'm on my Mac. That's really bizarre. Give me 1 second.
All right. It's my show now. I control. But yeah, so there's that. Let's see if this works, David.
Let's see.
But I mean, I am for Bitcoin. I am curious and watching. Oh, you're back. Oh no, that's
Yeah, can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Okay. Well, so yeah, my computer was
was
picking up my sound. You
What
just
is
Demo in
introduced
the middle.
that's my other computer.
Oh,
But
So
so I
I
think people could hear me. You couldn't hear me though.
I could not hear you.
That was really bizarre because when I turned on the audio, you'll hear the echo. See, it's picking it up. So I don't know. Maybe I'll
But
turn that
that's
off.
because you're hearing.
Yeah.
it. I mean,
That's weird.
now it'll
My
hear- now
thing
it'll
was
happen.
not. My thing was not on mute though. So
Alon.
Hey guys, good news. I was just talking to Zuda on the phone. He's good. Oh, he's back here. Zuda, you worried us, man. You good?
Alon, can you hear-
I'm good. My audio is weird though. I could barely hear you.
Oh,
Alon,
okay.
can you hear me from here?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe
'cause Emma said you
Oh,
couldn't
here
hear
we
me.
go. Here we go.
Kevin can't hear
Maybe it
you.
was when
I hear
Alon
you.
split off. For
Oh,
some reason, when you
Could
split
you hear
off,
Rankin?
Before, no, but now he put this. David, try talking again.
talking.
Do you hear him?
Yeah, I hear him.
What?
Kevin
Weird.
can't hear me.
Refresh, Kevin. Refresh the.
Yeah, I don't know what's up. Kevin's like he couldn't hear me, so when
It
you
happens
talk-
sometimes. StreamYard used to do that a lot more for some weird reason. It was a thing StreamYard used to do back in the day a lot. Kevin, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you.
Oh, I can hear David now. Good.
You're good.
Okay. So,
It's so funny.
short term.
And Emilio could hear all of us. Emilio, how you doing?
Emilio.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
New Jersey
We're
hardcore.
glad you're at
It's
my
really
house.
nice of Emilio Estevez to come and join these family hangs. I mean, he's probably maybe he's not that busy anymore, but
should come online with
it's
us.
always good to have some celebrity presence.
Yeah, you know what, Emilio,
Join us
I'm gonna DM you on Twitter. Well, we still have 20 minutes on this one. I know you're on. You messaged from LinkedIn last, but I know that on Twitter I can DM. So I'm gonna DM you if you'd like to join the stream. If not, no pressure. You could join another time. But it would be great to hear from you and see how see you in the new year. Wait, how come I'm not finding you on Twitter? Emilio, I'm spelling it right. What's his Twitter account name?
I don't know. Well, he's on LinkedIn. It looks like.
That's true. I'll check LinkedIn now. LinkedIn.
If there's time, I'd like to say something about Kevin that's positive.
Yes.
So,
Finally.
so I was trying to figure out what was going on with Tezos because I've been monitoring it at the high level and the sales were going good. And then I was monitoring hundreds of accounts and they weren't making sales. So I reached out to Kevin. I'm like, are people just holding Tezos now because they think it's going to go up to like several dollars? And he's like, no, what are you talking about? And it turned out that my sample size was too small and that sales are going crazy, but they were no longer going crazy for the type of art I was monitoring. And Kevin was super chill, walked through the whole thing with me and explained everything. It was just so nice.
And that's why we love Kevin. He is.
Yeah. I do think we should do more to, like, I say this all the time. Like, Tezos has always had so much more going for it than we like care to tell the public, which draws it's like from a lot of people. Like there's still people who are just like, are there any DApps on Tezos? It's like, yes. Yeah. And I think so part of that has to do with even the marketing that's very brand centric marketing. But I mean, for NFTs,
are you still keeping just to tell everyone? Are you still keeping Tezos.art up to date and stuff? So check out Tezos.art. That's something that Kevin does for the community that lists all the different websites for where you can make art and find art, and also all the different wallets. It's a great public service. But tell more.
Oh, and I wanted to do that with DeFi, but I checked with a lawyer and they said it could be perceived as broker dealer. So,
annoying.
Okay, so I have to figure out the right disclaimer for it, and then I can put. It is important to have for DeFi. It's important to have it for everything. People need directories, and also I'm starting a. I've been telling people now, but I got the wheels in motion. So there's gonna be Tezos.wiki. And Tezos.wiki, there are some Tezos wikis out there, like Open Tezos, whatever, but those are technical. That's like if you want to know something about a token standard or baking or whatever. But like the history, like our heritage, like our narrative, our stories, the events, blow by blow, like not just like, oh, here's a protocol upgrade, but what were the politics surrounding, like these things matter, like, and it's important, and the people involved and the teams and all of that. So I think we need to catalog that. Otherwise, I've already seen so many things get lost to history, and if it weren't for just like oral communication through like a space or something, no one would ever talk about them. And it's like, oh, that's like we're selling just as an ecosystem, as an asset, we're selling ourselves short. It's like we have this rich depth, like massive depth, and it's still to most people, it's just surface level. And if they don't bother to look that deep, which of course almost nobody does, they're not going to find out. So I think I hope I can maintain it. Obviously, it's just going to be a beta, and it's starting from like my chronicling, but I want to decentralize it and make sure that it's a group collective effort.
Is there like a simple online tool for creating the wiki so that people can sign up and do it? I actually used to host a media wiki website, a couple of them. It's an open source thing, kind of like WordPress, but it's much more intense to host. But I hosted a couple a long time ago. I'm talking about 2008 or so times. But it was is really, really cool, but it took effort. Is there some
Yeah.
tools that exist online now that aren't
I'm thinking at first I'll use Gitbook just because that's readily
okay.
available. The issue with that is I would need to transfer it to something like a Wikimedia, because like there's a limit to how many. I mean, I think I'd have to actually buy seats on my account to include more people, so that doesn't make any sense. So we need to just for the initial stages, just because it's easier to get it going, and I can streamline the workflow. Like I'd use that, but obviously I don't think it'll be so much so that like we'd have to prepare a migration by some other like elaborate measures.
I'd be open to supporting something if it means a bunch of seats that probably is too expensive and too weird. But if it's like something that you get beyond a certain size, I'm happy to contribute and pitch
That's
it.
very generous. And also because of AI, I notice it's so annoying. The most frustrating thing is not when somebody says something that's not. It's like when ChatGPT says that's incorrect, and it's like no, because you're basically speaking for the world and the collective knowledge that there is. If you're saying this, that means like the consensus of the internet effectively has told you that this is what, but it's wrong. And how do I fix this? I can't just undo the internet. So like, I mean, the only way to do it is you have to get stuff out there in the world that can be indexed and that can get passed on. Otherwise they'll continue to say things like such and such is the CEO.
You know what? I wonder, like I used to be against things that would be like, this is the ultimate guide, the whatever thing, because I'm like, oh, this is just too much, too selling. But if you say it is and then ChatGPT indexes it, right? And if enough people say that something is, then it will go, oh, you're asking a question about Tezos. I'm going to check the ultimate Tezos guide, and they kind of almost like have to now talk to the internet as if,
history has always been written in the eyes of the victor. And so what the victor says usually ends up becoming truth down the road as history, right? Even though it might be completely wrong, if you dictate what history says, then eventually everybody believes it. Sadly, and this is one of our problems in society that we have today is we have a lot of fallacies in our history, I think.
Do you want to know an interesting history fact that people think is true that isn't?
Sure.
What?
You know that guy, the president, chicken in every pot?
Oh, yeah.
He didn't say that. In fact, that was a campaign from the Democrats to try and make him look like a socialist. And it backfired.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we were told Columbus arrived to the United States.
It was like, what was it? It was like a chicken in every pot and a car in every driveway or something like that?
Something like that. And he never said it, but it caught on and it backfired majorly for them.
That's funny. I love stuff like that. That's cool.
So
Kevin, we didn't you talked about, I asked about the new year, what you're pumped for. You said the bull cycle.
All work. I'm all work.
You're all work.
I do want to travel more this year, but there's so much to be done. I'll be turning 40 this year.
If the bull cycle it's your 40
so this is
year
the
old.
last year of my life.
You're the baby on the live stream. So wait, when you don't have to say the exact date, but when abouts is your birthday?
Later
in the year?
How am I going to get to that?
I don't know. You can give a month. I don't know. You don't have to.
Like that.
Okay. So you're going to turn 40 this year. That's cool.
Yeah. Milestone. But so this will be the end for me. I think it'll stop after. No, I remember when I turned 30.
You're talking to
Who cares?
3 dudes who are older than 40, and so
I'm 38.
38. I thought you were 40.
Yeah.
I'm 38, man. 1986.
Well then never mind. There's 2 dudes on here who are beyond the end for you. So
yeah.
So I've been working on the math. So what year are we mathematically going to be at the 50% death line.
It's different for every person.
No, but I mean
We're
mathematically.
gonna beat the odds.
Well,
Mathematically, 50%.
So Camarillo is becoming a blue zone. So people live here live a lot longer. So you got to take that into account. We're almost blue zone. So you got to take the area into account, and then you have to divide it by 2, and then you have to go, okay, so how long am I going to live? Now, people in Simi Valley die young because it's the biggest nuclear disaster that's ever happened.
Yeah, the rocket dying. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've had more than one friend die from cancer because they lived pretty near the nuclear zone.
I believe that. I 100% believe it. Not even fanning the flames right now. Of that's a true thing for sure.
And
I'm not
yeah,
from LA originally, so I didn't know about this stuff. with
It's
Simi
just
Valley.
it's up on the hill away from you, Kevin. Just get further away. I'm pretty
goodness,
close.
That's why I'm gonna die now.
they were both in their 20s, and they died from cancer, and they were pretty close to the nuclear zone.
Yeah,
which sucks.
It is a real thing, and it's really weird that nobody talks about it. It's being talked about more and more, though, all the time now. I remember being a kid, and every once in a while somebody bringing it up and it not really being talked about. Now there's, I think, some documentaries and things talking about it.
You know what
Literally,
sucks?
like they were doing nuclear testing just up on the hill, right over above the valley, basically, in Southern California here, close to us.
You're making Sacramento sound better and better.
You know what really sucks?
Yeah, we gotta move up north. You're right. Well, there's versions of it everywhere, unfortunately, but that's the
Aerojet was here. Aerojet was in Sacramento.
Yeah, see.
But you know what really sucks? Trump in 2016, their campaign, when he was president, his admin said they cleaned it up, and our people went up there and tested it, and nothing changed.
No, it hasn't been cleaned up yet.
They didn't do anything, but they put out a press release saying they cleaned it up, and they didn't do a single thing.
No, the problem is cleaning it up is a whole new problem, because then what they take this dirty dirt and they put it in trucks, and then they drive it through the city where everyone lives, and it spreads everywhere, right? Like, so that's a big problem. Like, it's going to cost billions to clean it up, and that's part of the issue. Is some people want to just leave it there, and some people want to turn it into a park, like cover it in cement and turn it into a playground. That sounds like a great idea. Let's take our kids to that playground.
Maybe make it a memorial so we don't forget what happened.
I don't know.
Maybe, but I don't want to visit.
There's also some videos out there that will tell you that nuclear waste isn't actually bad, and the reason that was actually a ploy.
It gives you muscles. It makes you stronger. Strong like Godzilla.
This is a guy that
worked the vitamins you need to grow up strong.
No, he swore that the reason why is he said so. This is conspiracy theory potentially. I mean, I don't know, but this guy claimed to have worked in the nuclear space. He said the reason why the government made it, say that it was hazardous is because you could produce so much energy from nuclear waste that people would steal it. And so by deeming it hazardous, then what happens is you scared people off from actually stealing it, which was a fascinating concept.
Why did Marie Curie die?
He's all like this Geiger counter going off right now. They would shut this place down based off of this Geiger counter right now. When he was
why did Marie Curie die then?
I don't know Marie Curie. But the thing is I also think we also have so much like 5G and like all this other stuff, like blue light,
radiation. Yeah, we all have
radiation all day long. I've got 4 monitors, cell phone. Like we're bombarded by radiation all day long through through.
Look, if you want to go steal some radiation, I can tell you where they store it, but I'm not. But I know.
You're getting bombarded by radiation from the sun all day
That's
long.
all you're gonna get from me.
In no way am I condoning or advising you to steal nuclear waste, but I can tell you where they keep it.
No, that's okay.
Right.
I'm good.
It's fascinating the stories that you hear out there on the World Wide Web these days, right?
The internet.
But yeah, like there are. It is an important issue that, like, because it's not just Steve Jobs. There have been a lot of like pancreatic cancer, like up to in Silicon Valley and everything. Like these devices do cause problems. You need to have like radiation shielding. You can go on Amazon and get like like $20. You can get something under your laptop that will protect.
You can get those rocks people put in their pockets.
Where's the Faraday clothes? We need to make.
There's been a massive uptick in like adolescent like testicular cancer and all of that, and like we're not drawing these connections, so it's one of those things where like we all kind of know, but no one's really talking too much about. It's
or
these phones,
microfibers in
man,
the
that are made of
food.
junk,
Well, look,
because it's like with cigarettes, it's the kind of, everyone knows these are bad for you, but we're like, everyone's just so slow on like letting it come into the public
That's why you
consciousness
should
because
have
everyone likes cigarettes
headphones.
so much.
That's why you should get headphones with wires on them, because you wear them all day. So what's the point of that extra Bluetooth? It's not like you're out and about. You have to have Bluetooth. You're literally in front of your computer screen. Get a wire. Then don't put your phone up to your ear ever. Just keep it, on the table. Try to keep it away from your junk. And then if you need Bluetooth headphones or whatever, use it just when you need it, right? Kevin? Get some wires. Get some. Your phone came with headphones with a wire that are free. Came with your phone.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Maybe.
Yeah, iPhone users.
You have a drawer somewhere. You have a drawer somewhere with earbuds with wires.
But then they get all tangled in things.
That's
I've been waiting forever for headphones that don't have wires. Now I have them, and I'm going to die happy.
Being radiated. You're adding that extra radiation from that heater behind you, that fire heater.
Yeah.
iPhone users lost the jack port.
I have an EMF meter somewhere.
It comes. Well, you can buy.
That's not a euphemism for testicular loss or
jack port.
Yeah, they lost the headphone jack port.
There you go. But you get one for $10 from the Apple Store, or for cheaper somewhere else, and then you could plug in even headphones.
Because everyone loves dongles.
That I'm wearing right now. I can plug into my phone with the thing.
Okay.
Just saying.
Nah.
And I'm not an extreme person like an anti-Bluetooth anytime, but like you're talking about it right now. And you're wearing Bluetooth
Speaking
earbuds that
radiation,
are totally unnecessary.
So you can get the uranium. By the way, Alon, we got to do a Let's Think Etherlink episode about the uranium, because now
I don't know anything about it, but we should. I'd like to learn about it.
I'm very curious about this.
Did you guys hear about this?
No.
That Tezos, somebody tokenized uranium on Tezos. Tell us about it, Kevin.
Well, Trilitech, I think it came from the Brightmans. That's how it was first reported to me, and then but Trilitech had executed it, and it's on Etherlink. So it's been done with the thesis of like, let's put this to the EVM market, and so that's where provenance is held. But there is off-chain. So there's actual uranium somewhere. It's not a synthetic asset. Like, it's being stored, and this is representing that. So, and I think Solana is trying to do a similar thing now too with uranium. So there are a lot of people who are. I think there's a demand now for uranium as the future. That there will be growth in that as a power source. And
isn't the benefit to redeem it though?
They really miss out on all the memes by not tokenizing plutonium.
I mean,
I think the good thing is, like, people always talk like, well, of having all these real world assets tokenized, and I think the argument had always been, I mean, mostly it's like, well, it lets you composability. I mean, you tokenize these things and you can build smart contracts, protocols, things you can't do off chain. That's just technically infeasible, unviable. But here's another thing. It's like, well, it's like the people are like, well, I'll just store gold in my house. You're going to store uranium in your house, buddy? Is that what you're going to do? No, you're not. So this is a way to have access to this asset without holding it, because you don't want to hold it.
Can you reclaim it? Can you KYC and reclaim the underlying uranium?
I think in that is just like with a stable coin, that you can, in theory, like redeem your USDC for $1 or whatever. If you are one of those people who've done the KYC, who are authorized institution or whatever, that you can do that. But almost nobody does, because it's just so liquid that it's much easier for 99.99% of use cases that they would just swap it for something. So I imagine the same thing would be to any scaled commodities asset. If the liquidity is large enough, you're not going to have many people minting, not going to have many people redeeming as much. So
is it even legal?
2 institutions.
Is it even legal to buy fractionalized uranium?
Well, I think there's a difference between like the legalities and the compliance of that. Of course, on a primary market level, like if you were to do the KYC and be a person who actually creates, like you give the money and you get the asset, and then token is created for you. And then what that person does with it, I think that that's the secondary market, tertiary markets, and all of that, to which the like the accountability of the primary market stops, because it's just not very feasible to think that. So I mean, it gets to a point where it's in the decentralized world, and decentralized parties might, and the primary market would say, hey, look, we didn't issue this, we don't condone it. What you guys are doing are all your own, it has nothing to do with us. And we're not going to even accept your fractionalized thing. If somebody wants to redeem something, they have to go do the thing that we issued. But for the market people participating with fractionalized assets, they don't care. They're just dealing with each other. It's enough of a community, just like with even going back in the day with Bitcoin. It's like, well, this thing isn't regulated by it. It's like, so what? There's enough people, there's enough of an ecosystem that I get what I want out of it. And I'm comfortable with whatever risk level you're putting up here.
What's the market cap of all this tokenized plutonium?
Uranium.
Sorry, I said the thing about plutonium because I was thinking about Back to the Future, and then now it's stuck in my head. But what's the market? How much has been tokenized, and how much?
Look for this. Let's see what the.
And where's it being used?
Uranium.io. Uranium.io. That's the website.
Hey, Rankin, you asked about Faraday cages. Every home has a Faraday cage. Your freezer and refrigerator are a Faraday cage.
Your microwave.
Most microwaves are flawed and are not actual. If you call your phone and it's in the microwave, most of them will let the phone call go through.
Really? Huh.
Yes, because they are.
You're saying you could throw your phone in the freezer and that will stop it.
It will. I like the refrigerator, but I do the freezer if I think if it's temporary. But yeah.
It probably depends on the wavelength.
I mean, you can test it. I've tested it.
Well, like the microwave. On the microwave,
So the microwave depends on how closed it actually is.
That's an accident waiting to happen, though. You don't want to throw it in the microwave.
No,
there's no turn on the microwave.
You just close it over the microwave, because the microwave, in theory, is protecting you from microwaves coming out. Yeah. So it should also block what's coming in as well.
Yeah, it should, but it many don't.
Well, then your microwave is probably not very good. You probably shouldn't be using it as a microwave.
Exactly.
Most don't. I mean, there's been tests on this theory.
Yeah. Well, then we should be using microwaves. I haven't been using
I got when Amazon released their own microwave and put Alexa on it. It was a joke in the headlines. Well, it was just like, wow, is this necessary? We need an Alexa microwave. But I got it because I needed a new microwave. And I thought, I want to see what this does. I've never once used the Alexa. I think the idea
it should know how often you make frozen pizzas, right? And then after the third frozen pizza, it should order you 3 new frozen pizzas, so you always have frozen pizzas available in your freezer or something, right?
Oh my god!
What else?
What it needs to do is
the fridge. Then
what an Alexa microwave needs to do is it needs to have a scanner so you can scan the barcode, so you don't have to read the box, and you throw the pizza in or whatever the food.
It just cooks it the best way possible. And then it crowdsources for that exact model and that exact pizza. Maybe it should even have some sensor that senses temperature, so it knows if your freezer is a degree or 2 cooler than other freezers. It will compensate. You know what I mean? Not all freezers are equal either.
Come on, we have this food in there. Why can't we not scan our food when we put it in the fridge or the freezer or the microwave to know the optimum storage, abilities for these things?
Yeah.
Well, one thing on Tezos that I learned about in the last couple of weeks is that so one of the developments that are happening now, it's the movement toward, or the adding of a risk V engine for smart contracts, and it'll be, in the short term, it'll enable the kind of thing where it's like we can do a lot of more high frequency callbacks and all that. But in the long run, it'll enable hardware or be a keystone to enabling so we can have a Tezos microwave or a Tezos phone or a Tezos pizza oven or whatever. One day. It's not needed right
so
now.
weird and
Come on,
so
it's not
random
crazy,
and funny.
but it's fun to think about.
Hey guys, we should wrap it up. I'm gonna have to call Zuda again if he doesn't wake up. We'll check on him again, but he was okay last time. It just happens sometimes. And I'll call. I have his mom's number now too, so we're good. But we'll check on him in a second, and then why don't we wrap it up, and we'll see you next week. I'm gonna hang up so I can call Zuda and check on him, and you guys wrap it up. But it was so great to see everyone. Happy New Year, and we're gonna have a great New Year ahead.
Yep, awesome.
I'm holding you to
anything
this.
last words? Any last words before we get off?
No. Any last words before I die this year?
Why
already
are you dying at
established?
40?
I don't know. Because it's a milestone.
Or 40?
No,
40 is when life's supposed to start getting better, apparently. That's what I've been
told. No. I actually haven't minded this milestone as much as the 31. And I think largely because when I did turn 30, I was so worried about it for societal reasons. And then when I turned 30, I was like, oh, that was stupid. Why was like, what did I care about? Doesn't make it, nothing's changed. So what?
Hopefully your 40s things start to take off, right? I don't know if you have kids.
No.
But for some people, 40s is when the kids start leaving the house, or the 50s, like.
We're a long way for that.
So you have to start having kids, huh?
Yeah, I need to be dating again. Tezos instead of just dating Tezos.
Yeah.
Tezos as my mistress.
My guess is don't talk Tezos during the date. You'll probably be better.
That's gonna be hard. It's gonna be very hard.
Well, unless she's in the Tezos space, right?
Yeah.
So
I'll build
anyways,
one with the RISC-V engine and the Tezos hardware, like in Weird Science. I'll build a Tezos
Stable Tech
Android.
Should people come check a look at Stable Tech? What is Stable Tech? Real quick,
Yes. Come take a look at. For one thing, something that people should be looking into nowadays is you might see the disparity between the massive amounts of volume and growing volume of Tezos trading on centralized exchanges, but then the dearth of liquidity relative to that on decentralized exchanges, which should tell, but nonetheless, good volume per liquidity. So the opportunity there is liquidity in Tezos DeFi. If you're looking for a place where it's an underserved place to add liquidity into DeFi, Tezos is the underserved place to add liquidity to DeFi. You're going to get the best returns there. You'll see it. It'll be there. You'll want to put in more. So let's light that fuse. You can go to Tezos.finance for lending pools. These are my projects. So there's Tezos.finance. And then another, you can also go to Tezx.io for something called, actually, you know what? Go to 3route.io, 3route.io, and then you'll go to what's an exchange aggregator on Tezos. So you can trade there, and you can lend and borrow on Tezfin, on Tezos.finance. 3route and
I think DGH, Alon's DGH previous fund has interest in that.
Yes. There is that connection.
Just for full disclosure for that.
Yeah.
How
about you?
I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to this year because it's going to be an incredible year, I think. It's early. I had some weird things happen last year, from a SIM swap to we had a car like flip in front of our house and total one of our cars at the end of the year last year. And so it has to be better than last year, I have to imagine. But this year will be exciting with DGB. And again, if people haven't already, I'm going to throw up the banner if I can find it. And remember to come take a look at DGB. Visit us. Sign up. If you're a developer, hit us up. If you're an investor, hit us up. We'd love to talk to either of you. Or if you're passionate about the crypto space, just give us a call. Anyways, everybody, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.
Goodbye.